Hey guys, I wanted to make this video for you because I think that this is a situation that you can identify with, because we've all been in a situation where we've been enthusiastic about something and we put it out there only to have somebody come in and poo-poo all over it. So I have a coaching client and I've been working with her for a little bit and she has been struggling a little. I finally just got to the heart of what the issue was yesterday, and she finally kind of came clean and kind of shared sort of where her hangups have been. It turns out that this person, so you know, has kind of backed into a career path because she found she had a expertise and an experience that was really benefiting some people, and she was kind of doing it as a side hustle and decided that I really like what I'm doing. It's really my passion. I want to follow this as my entrepreneurial path, and decided to make it her full-time gig. And initially had great success, but as all business owners experience, you got to get out, you got to build a name for yourself, you got to market. So she created a website, created marketing materials, started going to these business networking events, and that is where the problem started. Over the last couple of months, she's been to these local events in her community, and she said she's been met with less than positive response to her offerings. In fact, she's had some people just come out right and say to her, why do you think that you are qualified to do this? Why do you feel like you're justified? There are people that have been doing this for years and years. And what I found is that this was really undermining her confidence. And it was them poo-pooing her on her idea, her passion, and it was really beginning to compromise her enthusiasm for the business. It wasn't obvious, at least not initially when we started working together, that this was an undertone that she was dealing with. And in fact, she was actually kind of embarrassed to even bring it up to me, because she didn't want to admit to this crisis of confidence, let's say, as part of one of the challenges she was facing and the negativity she was experiencing out there in the business world. And so as this came up yesterday, I asked her, why does she care? A lot of the people, when we started looking at these individual situations, are people that would view her and her services as competition. So naturally, a competitor is going to try and put you in your place. Naturally, a competitor is going to say, the market is too crowded. There's enough experts in this area. You shouldn't even attempt to come in there. And why do they do that? Because they feel threatened. And as I reframed her thinking, that actually, rather than take it as a ding in the armor, I should say, it was more of an acknowledgement of the presence that she brings to the place that she's going, and that they are so worried about what she is going to bring to the market and the changes that she could bring to their competitive landscape, that they're trying to get her to stop before she even begins. Now, the reality is she's actually been doing it for a little bit, so she has this baseline of clients. And I said, let's look at the experience that you've had there. Let's look at what feedback you've gotten from your clients, what kind of experiences they've had because of your expertise being applied exactly where they needed it. And what is that feedback? And as I kind of helped her reposition her perspective, I realized that she didn't understand and recognize that that was the fuel for the fuel gauge, not this other negativity BS that was being thrown at her. And as we started to talk about and get her thinking about how these people aren't necessarily making an assassination attempt on her personally, but more on an attempt to prevent another competitor from entering into their space, that she should take that as a compliment. She shouldn't allow anybody to ever make her feel less than what she is. I asked her, do you have the experience necessary to show up and do a great job for your clients? The answer was yes. I said, do you feel confident in what you present and how you present it, and the information and the way that you deliver it can actually add value to your clients? She said yes. I said, do you feel like the money that you're charging for your services is a value to the companies and individuals, organizations that you're working with? And she said yes. I said, those are your validation points. And it got me thinking, and I don't know why it stuck with me, but the reality is many of us will go out into the world, whether it's a new job responsibility, something we'd like to try for in our corporate lives, or starting a new venture. You're always going to have the doubters out there. You're always going to have those people that are all too comfortable to say why you won't be successful. And here's the thing, you just can't listen. The reality is that you are definitely on the right path when you start to hear the naysayers. When you start to hear people like give you the feedback that, you know, your stuff isn't good enough or your approach isn't gonna work or that you don't have the experience, the knowledge, or expertise. All you gotta do is look at YouTube these days, my friends, and look at these younger kids that are not even out of high school yet, and they are showing their expertise on video. They are creating momentum because they are passionate about something specific and they have something of value. That's why they get the views that they get. If you look at their comments, there's always people trying to take them down. There are always going to be negative people out there that will tell you why you can't do something, and that is all the more reason as to why you should. Those are the people that should inspire and motivate you to say, you know what, thanks for your feedback. You're wrong. I'm not listening to you, but I'll show you. And as I was talking to my client and I reframed her thinking, I said, look, as we move into this new year, you cannot allow them to win. In fact, the way that you show them that you do belong is by going out there and ultimately exhibiting the skill sets and the abilities that you have and not listening to the doubters. And maybe, just maybe, stop going to the events where your competition is, because you're never going to benefit from those networking relationships anyway. And you know, the ultimate revenge, my friend, as I told her, was that you will end up getting some of their clients. They're going to be ultimately thrilled and excited. And guess what? You get the last laugh. Not to rub it in them, their face, but at the end of the day, you just kind of wink and nod and acknowledge the fact that, you know what, you said I couldn't do it. Guess whose client is now mine. I think that's an important thing. No matter where you are in life, right now, whoever your doubters are, just smile, just nod. Let them say their piece. Just let it be water off a duck's back. Because you know what? You know what your convictions are. You know what your expertise are. You know what you can deliver. And don't allow them to steal your enthusiasm or your sunshine. I know a lot of us have this experience on a daily, maybe multiple times a day, depending on our environments, depending on the negative people we have surround ourselves with, family, friends, otherwise. And maybe that's a cue for you to start looking at hanging out with people that'll be there, that will inspire you, motivate you, and help you get to the next level. So I think I have my coaching client on the right path. I would love to hear what you think. Please leave me a comment below. Even you haters, I embrace you. Go ahead. Tell me I'm ugly. Tell me I've got a bad haircut. Tell me that I dress way too casually. I've got a stupid studio. I've heard it all. And you know what? I welcome you to share it, because if you feel compelled enough to write the hateful messages that you do in comments or in tweets or in private messages to me, that means I'm doing something that gets your attention. And you know what? Maybe if you hate enough and you watch enough, long enough, you'll actually pick up something to change your life and realize that all that negative energy could be placed in something that could be moving your life in a positive direction by finding your joy, your passion, and figuring out how to be successful at it. That's my take. That's what I wanted to share with you this morning. As always, ripple on.